Y'all ready to learn some more statistics? So in the last unit, we talked about how do we visualize numerical data? Well, a natural thing to go after that, a natural place to go after that is how do we visualize categorical data? And that's how these first two videos are going to go. And then after that, we're going to get into some probability, which is going to be really useful, and then start teasing towards more probability stuff that's going to be in the next few weeks after that. Also, Theodore's usually hiding, but he is being a little social today, so say hello to my other kitty. A good yawn, ready to learn. So let's start talking about ways that we can display categorical variables, and we're going to do that with a frequency table. And usually we're going to deal with something that's a relative frequency table. So a frequency table is just uses category names for each row. So again, this is a categorical variable, eye color. It's regular categorical, right? The responses, the ways that this variable can be, are colors, words, all right? And then we record the total count over here. That's the frequency, is how many people had blue eyes, how many people had brown eyes, and so on. And then relative frequency is just what percent of the time does that thing happen. So we're going to start with an example using the data. Using the data from a class of 25 people, fill in the relative frequency table with eye color as a categorical variable. And you might say, Jason, how do I do the relative frequency? You didn't even tell me the frequency right here. Well, we know there's going to be 25 people in this class. So if there's 13, that's 15 total, 18 total. Okay, that's going to be 7 people with blue eyes because they all have to add up to the total. And now for the relative frequency, we just figure out what percent is that. So 7 people have blue eyes. There were 25 people total. That's going to be 28%. You can use a calculator for this. You divide this out, you're going to get 0.28. And then remember, to convert something to a percent, all you have to do is move the decimal places 2 directions or 2 spots. And then similarly, what we're going to get is 52% brown eyes and 8% green eyes and 12% other. Now, hopefully I did my math right. We can check our answer by adding these relative frequencies. What should they add up to? 100%. So 28, that's going to be 80, 88, 100%. Great. It does add up correctly. And that's a relative frequency table. Categorical variable. Values of the categorical variable can be how many people had each one. What percent of the people had each one? This is really closely tied with probability, but that's not for another 2 videos. So we can visualize that with bar charts. You can also do pie charts, which are a little less clean. We're really only going to talk about bar charts for this right now. And so what we're going to do is very similar to what we did as a histogram. Okay. So what we're going to do is, make our graph. And then we're going to have eye color on the bottom. And we're going to have, again, just like before, frequency up here. Okay. And again, bar charts are similar to histograms, but the bars don't touch. Remember when we did histograms, the bars were all connected? Bar charts, they won't be connected. All right, so then we have, what are the eye colors? We'll put them down here, blue, brown, green, and other. And then we'll just make bars that are as high as they need to be for the frequency. So our frequencies range from 2 up to 13. So maybe it makes sense to count by 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. That way it's going to be a little easier to graph it. And you don't have to use different colors, but it can be kind of fun. So there are 7 people with blue eyes. So we'll draw a bar up to 7, just like so. And that's not going to touch the next bar. The next bar is brown. There were 13 people with brown eyes. That's going to be up to this line right here. Oh, that's 12. Just kidding. Between these 2 lines. A little hard to draw these by hand sometimes. And these bars should all be the same width. Notice mine's not quite the same width, but there were 2 people with green eyes. That's this first line up here, frequency of 2. And then there were 3 people with some other color of eyes, maybe hazel or something like that. All right, there you go. And that's how we can graph bar charts. We can do this with GeoGebra, just like we did it for histograms. Okay, GeoGebra can make bar charts, but we won't really focus on that here. That's how we can visualize this. So we're going to end this video by just answering a couple questions using these proportions. So remember, proportion is just part divided by whole. Okay? If you ask, what proportion of that pizza did you eat? And I said 80%, I ate 8 pieces out of 10 total pieces of that pizza. All right? What proportion, I love pizza. What proportion of the group has blue eyes? Well, it's 7 blue out of 25 total. Proportion is really just the same as relative frequency as well. So you can answer a 7 out of 25. Usually proportions are written as fractions. They don't have to be, but usually written as fractions. And then, B is a little different. What proportion of the group has either green or brown eyes? Well, 2 had green, 13 had brown, so 15 people had either green or brown. Okay. Again, 13, 2. But this isn't our final answer. What's wrong with this answer? Make sure to always simplify. What I mean by simplify is reduce. Okay? So notice that the top number is divisible by 3, the top number is divisible by 5, and so is the bottom number. So 3/5 of this group has either green or brown eyes. Always make sure to reduce. That's very important. And this, we're basically already starting probability now. I tricked you. All right, we got a little probability in here. Anyway, we'll do more of visualizing categorical variables. We did relative frequency tables. We did bar charts. We got more in the next video for contingency tables, and then we'll really get into the probability aspect of this unit. Let me know if you have any questions, and enjoy.